Hey folks, welcome to Disability Landscape. I am Mark Knutson, one of your hosts, and the co-host today we have Tricia Carlberg, who is one of our contributors, and she likes to focus on theater and arts. So Tricia, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. It's a great pleasure to have Tara Innmon with us today. And Tara is coming from the Twin Cities. She's on the Alliance for the Springboard for the Arts. And their mission is to cultivate vibrant communities by connecting artists with skills, information, and services they need to make a living. So we're excited to have, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again, Tara, and I hope I say it correctly throughout
Tara.
our little interview.
Yeah.
Today. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Tara.
Hi.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that the group we all started with was Artists with Disabilities Alliance, and we changed it. We call that AUDA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So AUDA, it's is an alliance, and how do you become a member?
Anybody who wants to, all it is now is a support group. And if you want to participate in a Zoom support group, you need to contact Andy Sertivin from Springboard, and he will put your email, take your email information.
How did
Awesome.
how did you well, explain a little bit about your disability and starting out? Did you start as an artist, or did you kind of, as your disability went, did you kind of move into the art realm in that?
Yeah, I used to be an occupational therapist. And then when I was really too blind for that to work any longer, and I could get on Social Security disability, then I had time to do my art when my kids were at school. And I was kind of in a race to do it before I lost all of the vision. And my purpose was to show how things looked with the changing vision, and also through dreams, the kind of the stages of learning to accept the blindness. But then I did become totally blind, and I did, do some sculpture, but I realized that was not how I wanted to do my artistic expression. It didn't really, and it's a visual, even sculpture is visual, really. So then I got an MFA in creative writing at Hamlin, and I am now a writer, and I'm working on a memoir.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. And you do some acrylic art, is that right?
Yeah, I did. Back when I could do the art, I did acrylics until I couldn't do that any longer. Then I did mostly pastel, did some watercolor.
But you're not able to do that now then correctly, or?
No, not at all. I'm totally blind. I now have plastic eyes.
Oh, okay. So you do a lot more writing than I would assume now then.
It's all writing now. Yeah.
Okay.
I have done storytelling, and I have done performance readings at Patrick's Cabaret in the past.
And then, go ahead, Trish.
Tara, can you talk to us a little bit about how you benefited from Springboard of the Arts? Because I know you took in some business classes.
Yeah, I took business for artists, or whatever it was called. That would have been more than 20 years ago. I still had, some vision, but I was losing it at the time. And back then, that was before computers, and we were taught how to get a professional business card made, and brochure and portfolio and that kind of thing, to do a 5-year plan, which I didn't know how to do it when I didn't know what was going to happen with my vision.
Right.
But it was a good class. I mean, it was a very good teacher. I forgot her name now. She hasn't been there now for a long time. And then Auto Before was sponsored by VSA of Minnesota. And then when they couldn't continue, year and a half ago, I guess it was now.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Then, yeah, then John Scollin got Andy Springboard to agree to do that. So Andy of Springboard does a Zoom meeting for us. I would have no way of knowing how to do that.
So has Springboard then more or less taken on the responsibility of what VSA did along
Yeah,
with their current
it's been
duties?
passed on to them. They're doing it now. Yep. And now we are just did a thing with a Springboard so that they can be, so we can use their nonprofit status, and we're going to apply
Okay.
for a grant so that we are also accessible to the hearing impaired, have interpreters and whatever
Oh, right,
with the
right,
grant
yeah.
money. So we can't do that right
And those
now.
business courses, Tara, did they help you? Because I see now that some of your art is on display and for sale at Midtown Global Market. Is that right?
Yeah, the art shop at the Midtown Global Market. Yeah.
Yeah. So all those things that you learned, or at least some of them from those business courses, have helped you understand how to make, at least some money with your art there. I suppose, right?
You know, I think it would have if I would have been able to continue, you know, doing the visual art.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did talk to a neighbor at the time about how I'm supposed to have a brochure, since that's one thing so she made me one. But
Okay.
then I needed assistance, with getting the artwork made into prints and cards, since I couldn't see to do that. And and then the person who finally was helping me with that, who's still my partner now, he didn't like the brochure, so we never used it, unfortunately. But there it is.
Right, yeah. And
I was
then
thinking maybe, Tara, that I might have even bought some of your artwork because I've seen a lot of cards and so forth at that global market. I used to go there really frequently to take this writers meetup. You might even be interested in it, Tara, because um, it's an opportunity for writers to write for increments of time and read it out loud to an audience, and that happens on Saturdays. I just thought I would throw that out there.
Sure. What time is it?
Um, it's usually, I believe, at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays. It's real early.
Oh,
Um,
well, that won't work for
but
me,
of course,
unfortunately.
but
Hmm.
I should let you know that since this pandemic, they switched it to online.
Hmm.
Um, so you don't even have to show up. But once again, it is pretty early with that.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, 9 a.m. But yeah. But it was a lot of fun, and it's been groundbreaking for my life as a writer because it helped me understand with that audience reaction, uh, you know, where you're doing
Hmm.
good in your writing and so forth. So, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And I get feedback on my writing with the open flow group now we have, that is what Ada morphed into. And then I also have two other writers groups with so
nice.
um
Tara, could you
and one
talk?
other of them is yeah.
I was gonna ask you. You had mentioned about the art shop at Midtown Global. Could you talk a little bit more about what that is?
Yeah. It was actually started by a Minnesota Without Poverty. And there were some people, like one woman was homeless and she was doing her art on grocery bags, trying to make some money. And so they thought about putting together grant money for us so that we could have this little store at the Midtown Global Market. And then that's what we did. Different people were recruited for it. They really wanted people of minority people, of color, or disabled people in it. And so at first we did have some of that. It's and it's a lot of it is jewelry, but the cards and prints, they sell too. But there's a lot of their sculpture, ceramics, clothes.
Also, you touch on a real variety of of mediums or different
Yeah,
objects in that.
yeah. The rent is high, so it really has to make enough money to pay the rent, which it's not doing, now with COVID-19 and
Right, right.
such, so.
And they they do have a website that you can jump onto and also purchase stuff, it looks like.
Yeah, they just started that in December.
Oh, so that is pretty new then.
Yeah, so it probably still has kinks, but I wouldn't know. I can't really work with it.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah.
So
And then what kind of I know you had mentioned that you're working on your memoir and that. Besides that, what kind of writing, maybe what kind of writing do you do in that?
it is a memoir that I'm working on.
Okay, okay.
It's
So
actually
do
a
you work on do you have any other projects besides the memoir? I mean, right there is a lot in itself, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'll have to live to be 100 to even finish this one. I have two
Oh,
other memoir ideas I want to do, very much so. So I'm hoping I can get this one finished and still, be able to do the other ones. So
oh, okay.
it's slow. I have fibromyalgia, so I have to use Reagan dictation nowadays.
Oh, okay.
And so that really slows it up.
Right, right, right. Yeah. When you did have your vision somewhat, what what did you enjoy? Did you enjoy the acrylics or what kind of uh, gosh, what do you call that?
Yeah, pastel. Well, I
Pastels or that?
enjoyed it all. I mean, I started out with the acrylics, um, until I couldn't, see any longer what was happening at the end of the brush or what color I had mixed. The interesting thing is that I often saw what I thought I had just painted with the acrylics. And then when either my kids or my partner came home, I would say, okay, so now there should be a garage here in the alley and there should be a bicycle leaning against the garage wall. Can you see that? No, there's no bike there. So I realized then that, okay, that's it. Acrylics are over with. They're done. And,
Yeah, yeah.
so then it was a pastel and some watercolor kind of stuff. But I enjoyed all of it. There certainly were frustrations because I really didn't know what any of it looked like too much, since now I knew that my mind was filling in the gaps.
Oh, right. I see what you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying in that. So,
Yeah.
but well, I think we got about just a little over a minute right now. Trish, can you do you have any questions remaining you'd like to ask?
I think that Tara did a pretty great job of explaining everything, and I'm excited to see what Springboard of the Arts is all about. And hopefully, I can hop on a Zoom meeting sometime.
Yeah. So I guess what the last question I would mention is with the Springboard Arts, I would assume that covers all types of artists.
Yeah. Springboard is there for all artists. They're a very good organization.
Oh,
The open,
I remembered one thing, Tara, too. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I seen too that you put together a dance program when you used to work at Memorial Medical Center.
Yeah. H- How did you, that was a long, long time ago. That
I
was in
know.
Corpus, Texas.
Don't even ask because I'm just such a resourceful person.
Oh, yes,
But
yeah.
I'm so fascinated because I do dance and I find it really courageous that anybody can get up there and do a dance. Were you an instructor or
Well,
when
it
you were
was,
leading the program?
the, the award for the mentally ill. And,
Yeah.
we would go up to the locked ward, the group of us from the open ward,
Hmm.
and it was just a free light music. We'd be in a circle and kind of move with the music and kind of follow each other. It was, sort of like dance therapy, was it movement therapy stuff? Because I had seen that at St. Elizabeth Hospital. I worked there and I really liked that. I've also done contact improvisational dance since then. I don't do it
Nice.
now, but I very much enjoyed that too.
Yeah, they often have that improvisational dance during the Fringe Festival too. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Um, but I just love that. I love that that you're in movement and you're in art, and there isn't a
Mm-hmm.
medium that you probably couldn't do. And I know that your disability has caused some gray areas in what you're able to do. But I think it's great that you're doing so much.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Well, I think we will wrap it up here. Once again, Tara, thank you for joining us. And Tricia, as usual, thank you for getting us a guest in that. And this is Mark Knutson, and I
Yeah.
want to thank you for watching Disability Landscape.